Halloween was the very first seasonal event for Fortnite Battle Royale, bringing spooky skins and a themed rocket launcher for everyone to play with for a limited amount of time. The next Halloween is only 2 months away, and with it fast approaching, we decided to take a look at the top 5 Fortnite skins that we need in Fortnite Battle Royale. So get ready for a scare, because some of these skins are pretty spooky.
Rumor has it, if you like this video and subscribe to ArcadeCloud, Epic Games will give you a free Ghoul Trooper skin. So don't forget to like and subscribe.
But not a Skull Trooper, just a Ghoul Trooper. You don't get 2, just get 1.
Number 5. Male Ghoul Trooper.
You might not have known this, but when the Ghoul Trooper and Skull Trooper skins were released, it was actually still during Season 1 of the game. Before Season 1 of the Battle Pass started up, there were no skins available for purchase. Everyone had to run around with default skins. So everyone was pretty excited when Halloween came around and it was announced that there would be some exclusive Halloween skins released into the store. That, combined with the fact that they have never been released again since, is why the Skull Trooper and Ghoul Trooper skins are so sought after. Everyone wants the skins to be re-released at some point in the future, and logically it makes sense for Epic Games to re-release the skins around Halloween. But personally, I don't think that's really a good idea. For a start, it would make the Skull and Ghoul Trooper skins a lot less valuable. I mean, just look at what happened to the Red Knight skin. You used to have to fear people with that skin. But now, they've probably just bought it when the skin was back on sale. It would also be pretty lazy for Epic just to re-release old skins without offering fans anything new. Instead, the Reddit user Fortnite Wave has done the unthinkable and completely redesigned the Ghoul Trooper skin. Currently, the Ghoul Trooper skin is a female skin, with the Skull Trooper being male. In this skin, Fortnite Wave has transferred the classic Ghoul Trooper skin, but changed the gender from female to male. These days, Fortnite is well known for making skins that fit both genders. That way people can play as their favorite style's skin, no matter if they identify as a girl or a guy. So it would be pretty sweet if Epic Games did the same thing with the Ghoul and Skull Trooper skins this Halloween. You know, flip-flop them, do the thing.
Number 4. The Gray.
Back in Season 3, the whole theme of the game was space. We had an asteroid ready to slam down into the Earth, we had a bunch of skins that were based around space explorers, and we even had a skin that was inspired by the space-based superhero, Star-Lord, with the Rust-Lord skin. But it wasn't until right at the end of the season that we finally got an alien-styled skin in the form of the Leviathan. But to be honest, as creative as the Leviathan skin is, it really doesn't scratch the itch I have for a proper alien skin. See, when I think of aliens, I think of people like the Men in Black and little gray men crashing to the Earth at Roswell. I don't usually think of fish floating around inside of a helmet filled with water on top of a spacesuit. The classic gray alien is something that I would love to see in Fortnite Battle Royale, and Halloween would be a great time to add that style of skin into the game. The Reddit user Zaptron created a gray skin concept that is pretty much exactly what I would want from an alien skin in Fortnite. That classic gray head with those beady black eyes, no nose or ears, and a thin slit for a mouth. Oh, and we can't forget that Men in Black suit. It just screams what I consider to be an alien. And I would spend as many V-Bucks as Epic wanted if they wanted to release a skin like this for Halloween.
Number 3. The Witch.
I think the coolest thing about Fortnite Battle Royale is the fact that it doesn't let itself get tied down to any particular aesthetic or theme when it comes to making skins. Like, sure, everything looks slightly cartoony and over-exaggerated, but that doesn't mean that all the skins look the same. We have skins from the far-flung past, the distant future, and other worlds entirely. I mean, look at the new super rare skin that has just been released for Galaxy S9 owners. Your character is literally a galaxy if you equip that. What I'm getting at here is, yes, we can totally have a bunch of sci-fi styled skins for the game, but we can also have some fantasy too. This is the Witch skin designed by the Reddit user Willminx. This skin is highly reminiscent of Season 2's medieval-themed knight skins, and even sharing a sort of chain, mailish body armor on her arms. Other than that though, the character looks pretty spooky, with a classic witch's hat on her head to really pull off the aesthetic. Not only has Willminx come up with the witch skin, they have designed a backbling and a pickaxe to go with her, which is smart. First of all, we have the broomstick harvesting tool, which is exactly what you would expect it to be, a broomstick for the witch to gather her resources with. For the backbling, you have the cauldron, which, again, is exactly what you would expect it to be. A big pot with a dark bubbling liquid on the insides. Again, I mean, it's cool. It works. Personally, I would prefer to see the witch's broom as more of a glider, but I guess using it as a harvesting tool could work as well. Because, I mean, like, you'd still need it to be a glider, so you would have to ride the broom. And, I mean, that wouldn't make sense.
Number 2. Pumpkinhead.
The story of the Headless Horseman is one that has terrified kids on Halloween for years. The legend has been around in Europe since at least the Middle Ages, and depicts a man who rides on a horse and is missing his head. In lore, he is either carrying his head with him or missing it altogether and searching for it. In The Legend of the Sleepy Hollow, a horror story by Washington Irving that was published in 1820, the legendary Headless Horseman appears with a significant twist. He has a pumpkin for a head. It is this image of the Headless Horseman that most people have latched onto. You know, Disney did a whole thing about it. I think that the Johnny Depp movie did too. I don't know. Including the Reddit user Fortnite Wave. Oh, they're back. This skin takes the idea pioneered by Washington Irving and brings it to life in the Fortnite style. And to be honest, it still looks pretty spooky. This character is wearing ragged clothing, and its big bulbous pumpkin head has orange glowing eyes and a jagged mouth carved into its surface. Sure, it doesn't have a horse to ride around on, but if I saw this thing running at me through the Wailing Woods, then I'd be pretty freaked out.
Honorable mention, the Mummy.
For today's honorable mention, we're taking a look into the far-flung past of Egypt with this incredibly spooky mummy skin. Created by Fantasyful on Reddit, the mummy is exactly what you would expect from a skin based on dead people wrapped up in old bandages. It's basically a dead guy wrapped up in old bandages. This guy looks really grimy and dirty, with some of his bandages coming up slightly darker color with what I can assume is blood or something else. Probably dirt. The character also has a single spooky glowing eye peering out from between the rags on his face, which really adds some personality and a feeling of evil from the character. Alongside the skin, Fantasyful has also created a bony harvesting tool. This pickaxe is basically a skull with glowing eyes tied to a bone by its spine. It's really gross, really creepy, but perfect for a Halloween skin.
Number 1. The Death.
Is creating a skin based on literally the Grim Reaper something that would be too much for Fortnite? Maybe, but I mean, we had Thanos, for crying out loud. I mean, a guy dressed up in a T-Rex outfit, and Rust Lords, and spacemen, and a bunny, and the bear thing, that's really creepy. It's still a pretty cool idea to think about anyway. This skin concept is by the Reddit user Lazy Vladnos. This Reddit user has basically used the Raven skin as a base and changed the skin colors from purple to red. As well as that, they have wrapped a beefy chain around the character's waist and pinned a blood red rose to his front. The biggest change, of course, is the character's face, which has been changed from a pair of glowing purple eyes to a skull in shadow. Not content with just creating a seriously spooky skin, Lazy Vladnos also created a Book of the Dead backbling. This thing looks really insane, with a bunch of corrupted black tendrils tying up the book with red mist floating away from the bloody surface of the color. Ugh. It really looks like something the Grim Reaper would carry around to figure out who he needed to kill. Obviously, the Grim Reaper harvests people's souls when they die, and to do that, he needs a badass harvesting tool. This pickaxe is called the Grim End, and honestly, it's pretty similar to the Reaper scythe we already have in the game. The only real difference is the human skull on the backside of the blade, which is equal parts creepy and badass. Grim End is a really cool name, though. With Halloween just around the corner, it would be pretty cool to see any of these skins added to Fortnite Battle Royale. I mean, seriously, how cool would it be to score a victory royale as the Pumpkinhead, or literally the Grim Reaper himself? Have you seen any cool spooky skins that you think Fortnite should add to this year's Halloween event? Leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to ArcadeCloud. Your check is in the mail, along with your free Ghoul Trooper skin, just saying.